Good morning everybody and welcome to today's assembly. So today we are going to be looking at a very colourful festival, and it is the festival of Holi. The festival of Holi is celebrated by many Hindus all over the world. This year, Holi starts on the 28th of March and it ends the following day on the 29th of March. The festival remembers the legend of Prahlad and the demon Holika, and it also celebrates the victory of good over evil. During the festival, people throw and cover each other with bright, colourful powder called gulal. This is why it is also known as the Festival of Colour. So, what is the Festival of Holi and why do people celebrate it? Holi is celebrated by many Hindus. It is primarily celebrated in India and Nepal. However, many countries all over the world hold celebrations for this colourful festival. The festival celebrates the triumph of good over evil. It is celebrated in March as it marks the end of winter and the coming of spring and new life. What is the story behind Holi? Holi remembers the story of Prahlad and the demon Holika. In Hinduism, Hindus worship many gods and goddesses, called deities. They believe that a long time ago there was an evil king who ruled the world and wanted everyone to worship him instead of these deities. His son, Prahlad, refused to do this. Instead, he decided to worship Vishnu, a Hindu god. And there is a picture of Vishnu, and he's a Hindu god that many Hindus pray to. This, as you can imagine, made the king extremely angry, and as a result, he decided he would do everything he could to try and get rid of his son, Prahlad. He tried throwing him into a well, he tried trampling him with elephants, and he even tried to poison him with snakes, but nothing seemed to work and his plans failed. Finally, he asked his demon sister, Holika, to help him out. She had a special shawl which protected her from the fire. A shawl is like a wrap, like a throw or a blanket. One day, she made Prahlad sit on her lap in the middle of a burning fire. As the flames started to grow, Prahlad began to pray to Lord Vishnu, and the shawl started to protect him instead. So instead of protecting Holika, it started to protect Prahlad. Holika was destroyed in the fire, and Prahlad was left unarmed. Good triumphed over evil. Take a minute to talk to the person next to you and have a think. Why do you think that the shawl started to protect Prahlad over Holika? Why do you think that could have happened? Okay, so I'm sure you had lots of great discussion there, and we can agree that the shawl protected Prahlad over Holika because he was doing the right thing. He was making the right choices. Holika was doing something wrong. She was making the wrong choice. So good triumphed over evil. That means that good choices will always come before the bad choices that people make. And that is the story behind Holi. So when the festival is celebrated for religious reasons, that is the story as to why it's celebrated. Now we're going to have a little look at how it is celebrated. On the first day of Holi, which we saw this year will be on the 28th of March, people light big bonfires and throw roasting grains, coconut, popcorn and chickpeas onto them. This is to remember the story of Prahlad and Holika. So like we just saw, they sat in a fire. So people light a bonfire to remember them and to celebrate that story. This day is called Holika Dahan. On the second day of Holi, people of all ages go out onto the streets for lots of fun, singing and dancing. This day is called Rangwali Holi. Part of the tradition is throwing colourful powder, called gulal, mixed with water at each other, and this is a sign of love. Although the throwing of powders is fun, it is done in remembrance of the love story of Radha and Krishna. Krishna is a Hindu god who fell in love with a girl called Radha. Krishna had dark hair and Radha had fair skin, which made him wonder why their skin colours looked different. His mum told him to apply coloured powder to Radha's face and see it change, which he did. From then on, the tradition was born and their love story began. So, as we've just seen, during the second day of Holi, people throw colours at each other, and it is a very colourful festival, and we're going to have a look in a second just how colourful that festival can get. But first, let's look at the different colours and the meanings behind those colours. So blue. The blue powder that people might throw is supposed to represent the gods. Yellow. The yellow powder is representing knowledge and learning. Red represents love and fertility. And green represents nature and the start of spring. Now, these aren't the only colours that are used during Holi, but these colours will always be prominent, and these are the meanings behind them. So what I'm going to ask each of you to do is each class will have been given some different coloured powders, and what I would like you to do is to create your own Happy Holi message. So as you can see there on the screen, I've had a go at creating my own Happy Holi message, and I chose to use purple, green and pink, and I had a go at throwing the coloured powder onto the paper and etched out my message using a paintbrush, and I wrote Happy Holi and did little fireworks and little spirals. I've also put some inspiration there for you on different colours and different ways you can mix the colours, but what I would like each class to do is have a go at throwing the powder just like you would if you were celebrating Holi in India, and have a go at creating a lovely colourful picture on your page and a nice Happy Holi message that we can share with everybody. Make sure that you take pictures of your message, tweet them and come and show me, because I would love to see all of them. So to end our assembly today, I would love to show you a picture of what it's like to celebrate Holi in India, because it's a very big festival and it's celebrated so vastly across the country. So Bollywood is the Indian equivalent of Hollywood. So in Hollywood you have films, in Bollywood is where the Indian films are produced. And in Bollywood they absolutely love showing songs and films and dances around Holi because it's colourful. People sing, people dance, and it's a jolly time. So I'm going to show you a little clip here from a Bollywood film where they're celebrating Holi, so you can see exactly how fun it is and what it looks like to be coloured in all the lovely coloured powder. I really hope you've enjoyed learning about Holi today, and I can't wait to see the Holi messages that you create with your class.
क्यों आ रहा है तूने हवा में भांग मिलाया अपना नशा क्यों हो रहा है आँखों से मीठा तूने खिलाया